Hi everybody, my name is Amber and this is my pottery basement slash storage area that we are in the process of turning into mostly pottery purpose. This is my main workspace here. So I made this yesterday with slab. And it's okay. It could use some work. I've only been doing pottery for about a year now. So I'm still picking up the techniques to make things perfect and even every time. This is a previous bee. I'm very good at making bees. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and make another cup like this. Same size and shape, except instead of a bee honeycomb theme, this one will have a mermaid scale, whatever this is called, carving with
honeycomb theme.
Well, the one that I'm making is gonna have scale.
I'm Jack. I'm a camera person and editor. And the son, but I'm also the editor.
Emotional support child.
I carry the channel.
And it will theoretically have a mermaid tail handle, which I haven't figured out how I'm going to build that yet. But we're going to start with the body of the mug. And hopefully it comes out better than this one. Okay, let's put this back. Okay. Now, wait. So I've already wedged this clay and I rolled it out with my rolling pin, and then you have to compress it with your tool like this. Standard practice. So in my future videos I'll probably skip this, because if you watch a lot of other videos, they do it every time. So, standard practice to do all of this. Now, as you can see, my home studio setup is maybe not as professional as some other people, but I think it goes to show that you don't always need state-of-the-art facilities. That's an important point to make. Don't you think, Jack?
Yeah. I'm going to zoom in really close on my hands.
Thank you. Okay, now that's done. Now I have this template that I cut out, but it's actually slightly too small for that mug that I just made. So, and I didn't make a new template, but I did use this extra inch that I had, and I placed it on the top for the height. And then I do know also that this template is slightly too short, so after I cut the top edge, I'm going to move this over to the side edge to give myself some extra length on my slab. I should get around to making a new template, but for now, this method seems to work considering I've only made one mug. Okay, I'm going to... You can stop.
ASMR. ASMR pottery cutting. I'm such a funny guy. No wonder the fans love me.
Okay.
Stop.
Now I have this rolling pin that I bought on Amazon. And it has...
Link in bio. Down below.
It has texture in the shape of a fish scale. And
Wait, hold on, pause. I need all of us to admire that our dog came back with that hanging from her nose.
Get that out of your face. What is that?
Let her in.
What are you? Where did you find
Let her in. Let her in.
Oh. Come on, Kasha. Okay. I'm going to rotate my slab so that I have the short end in front of me. And then I am going to roll this so that, see, the whole thing covers. I won't have a seam in my
Glasses on.
my pattern.
That's me.
Okay.
I'm sending you the
Now, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It looks like fish.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it looks good. Now, if I wanted to, I could spray this with cooking oil to make it slide more. It wouldn't shimmer. But I didn't need to, so it's fine. Next, I have to cut my edges at a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to cut this side first. And then I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I don't have one of those angle tools that they have on the other videos. But maybe one day I'll get one. I'm going to then lift this up.
We're thinking about investing in a wheel.
And I'm going to cut the other side now, also at a 45-degree angle. And then I am going to slip and score this together.
If you don't know what slip and scoring is, it's basically where you cut the water, or you cut the clay with this little tool,
With some hatch marks.
and then use like water
I have
to glue it.
watered down clay right here. And a paintbrush. And I'm going to put this here
It's
down the side.
Mom, I
Okay.
think we should upload once a week. Would you agree? Once a week?
And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other edge. Okay. All right, now we are going to put this like this and gently roll it into a circular shape. And if you can come together here, you can see that the seam is coming together. There is going to be a seam in the pattern here, but there's nothing we can do about that, really. Okay. Now, I'm just going to continue to smooth this out and fuse the sides together. Turn it off now. Okay. So, I have sealed my seam on the inside and the outside. And now I am going to fold in the bottom so that it makes a square shape on the bottom. And then that's how it gets a little height and it has a little bit of an interesting shape. So I have this little triangle that I made. And the first thing I'm gonna do is, so my seam is here. So I'm going to use my tool handle to just eyeball across and put a little indent, and then one here on the other way. And I want to make sure that I try not to do it. I think I'm going to rotate it because I don't want to do it on my seam because it's already a weak spot. So I'm going to do it here and then across here.
Wait, everyone look at the dog again.
I have the center of
Look at her eye.
Come on, Kasha. I have the center of my triangle marked.
Smart.
And I'm going to line that up with the indent that I just made. And then I am going to
The zoom on this phone is crazy.
cut on an angle on this way along my triangle. In each of the 4, Jackie boy, stop it. Locations that I just marked off.
She marked it off.
Okay, that was one. I'll do the opposite side now.
Try to make it so, like, twisted so where we can see.
What do you mean? I could put it on here.
Yeah, that would be probably better.
This is just a cake turner that I bought at the dollar store. The dollar store is a very helpful place for pottery tools. You want to cut it so that it's at a 45-degree angle on both sides, so that then when you put them together, it will fit. Okay? Stop now for a minute. So I've cut my 4 notches, and now I'm going to slip and score both sides of each notch. Press it down. Put it together. Now this is only my second one, so it might not even come out good at all. Who knows? But I hope that as we make these videos, I get better with each one.
We'd like, slight disclaimer, that this is 50-50 tutorial, 50-50, or half
Diary, personal,
like monitoring our journey of progress. So, I mean, you could use it to make something similar, but
yeah, it's also just to show that you have to start somewhere. And I'd like to see how I go as my skills get honed in. Now, theoretically, we can push these down to meet. And when they do, they will connect and form a square, which so far it looks like we have. Now this is a very tall mug. I might cut some off at the top. Maybe I do need to remake my template to be more accurate. That'll be tomorrow's task.
Also, we'll be uploading once a week.
Theoretically. Okay.
Well, it depends on if we have time to actually do pottery.
Well, I have time to do it, but it's about the editing that takes time.
Well, if it's a week in advance, I could do it in a week.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you recording this conversation?
Mm-hmm. Come on, stop.
Okay, now, I'm just kind of smoothing out my corners that I just made, and as you can see from the top, can you get it from the top? That it did form a square. You see it? Mm-hmm. So, the next thing is I'm just going to try to smooth it out on the inside also, because I want to make sure, don't spray me because this clay is already very wet. I want to make sure I get a good seal so that this can hold water and doesn't come apart at the edges. Now this clay is very wet. So, now, I think it's taller than the other one is. Let me get the other one. Let me see.
Comparison. Oh, way taller.
Way taller. So, I'm going to maybe, should we cut some? Does it need to be shorter?
I don't know.
Could they be different sizes? I don't know. I could cut the top. If I wanted to make it shorter, maybe I didn't need to add the extra height on the top. All right. So, if I want, Jack, please stop. If I wanted to make it shorter, I guess I could theoretically
You gotta use the wire cutter thingy.
use the cutter and cut an inch off the top, which is on the bottom right now. Okay.
Stop.
Well, do we want to cut the top? Well, first, do we want to cut it? Because wasn't sure. And if I do a mermaid, now I have to think of it being on the face of the handle, so the head would be here.
I think you should just do the tail.
Just do the tail?
Just do the tail. Because then it could be like, it comes out, and then the tail could be at like the bottom.
Let me see if I could draw even the whole mermaid in that size. Now this is the size. So it would be like from here. Oh, my pencil's broken. From here to here, right? Is that even too short? That's too short. I can make it a little bit longer. Look at how technical I am. Okay, I gotta sharpen my pencil. You could edit this part out. Okay, so now we have, I did cut a little bit off the bottom because I felt like it was too tall. So I'm actually just using that clay, even though I have already wedged clay right there, because we need to roll out a small piece to make the base.
Try to keep it in frame.
I don't know where the frame is.
Keep moving.
Okay.
Amateurs.
Okay, so now I am going to just roll out a small piece. I guess I could have saved a piece of the frame for my original slab. But I just didn't think of that. Which is something I often do. Okay, now I'm going to use this triangle tool to measure the sides of my square, and then I'm going to cut the square out of here to be a little bit bigger, because it's better to have a little extra and trim it off later.
But you can't add.
Right, I'd have to start over again if I messed it up. Okay. Now I have a little square. And it should fit on the top, which it does. So now I am going to slip and score. What are you doing?
I like the way that feels.
It's just water in a container.
I know, but I like the way that feels.
So I'm going to slip and score around
That's the second time I did that.
edges of the square and the edges,
Science!
and then I'm going to put it together.
Put it together.
Turn it off. Okay, now I put my square on there and I trimmed it a little bit so that it has more flush edges instead of being a little bit bigger than the bottom. And I did, oh yeah, we talked about how I trimmed a little bit off the top. Now I'm leaving this like this for now because the clay is too wet, and if I turn it over and put all the weight on the bottom, it will just kind of start to fall down, and it won't look good. It won't be a good look. So later I will go turn it over. Maybe tomorrow I'll probably turn it over, and we'll work on the inside and the rim. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. So here, yes, Jack? here I've rolled out a new slab, and I left it thick because this is going to be for my handle, and I think the handle is just going to be a mermaid tail. Because if I made a whole mermaid, it would be, unless I just did it like one piece. Should I do a whole mermaid or just the tail?
I think it should just be the tail. Because the mermaid, like the body, is going to look
Well,
weird.
what if I did this? Well, this is just the tail shape.
You had to draw it out.
I had to draw it out because I wasn't sure. And if I do a mermaid, now I have to think of it being on the face of the handle. So the head would be here.
I think you should just do the tail.
Just do the tail?
Just do the tail. Because then it could be like, it comes out, and then the tail could be at like the bottom.
Let me see if I could draw even the whole mermaid in that size. Now this is the size. So it would be like from here. Oh, my pencil's broken. From here to here, right? Is that even too short? It's too short. I can make it a little bit longer. Look at how technical I am. Okay, I gotta sharpen my pencil. You could edit this part out.
No.
Alright, so Jack didn't believe me that I could sculpt a handle that looks like a mermaid, but here we are, and I've done it. This is the original slab one. No good. Not good. This is much better. I sculpted it from a piece that I started by rolling out the length, and then I just slowly carved away until I ended up with the form of a mermaid, and I'll probably fix her up a little bit after we get her on the mug. So, my mug has dried a little. I think I'm going to turn it over, attach the handle, and then have it dry upside down so that it's not too much weight on the bottom. And I may even use some plastic, or I have all these different fabric things to support the bottom while I do that, because I don't want it to...
Wait, well, as you can see, we had to use a glove for that one.
So, I'm first going to use a brush on the inside to clean up the seams.
It's very too dark in there.
Oh, you can't see it. From where I closed in the corners.
Here.
Can you see it? I'm just using a brush on that. You can even use the back of the brush sometimes, because it's, my tools are not as long as I need it to be. Jack's getting very tired, I see.
Hey, we're filming this video at 12:15 a.m.
This is when I have to do things.
Been up for 18 hours.
Me too. Okay. Pretty good. So this is where I seamed it together before, and This, you could see it right here.
No! A drop of the water from that water landed in the drinking water. That's not good. Right?
Well, I am drinking that water.
What?
So now I have this in this pouch for now. And I'm
Wait, hold
going
on.
to...
Pause the video. Okay, continue the
And
video.
I'm going to clean up the edges on the rim because you want it to be smooth and as even as possible. That's where we're going to put our mouth. And we want it to have a nice place to drink. Okay. Looks pretty good. Now, my handle, see, it is starting to slump a little, so I'm not sure. I might have to wait until tomorrow. I think to be on the safe side,
This is probably going to be a part 1 of 2.
we'll have to continue the video tomorrow
It's going to be a part 2. Part 2.
so that the cup does not collapse because it's too soft.
Okay,
So I have my mermaid also right here. I'll put her on the top. And then I'm going to cover up my tray. And then tomorrow we will uncover it and hopefully it should be more dry. And
what about the rest of the clay?
the rest of the clay, I'm going to put that in the bag so
Okay,
that
so do
I
not-
can wedge it together.
Okay, I'm going to press stop now. Okay, wait. Okay.
So I had this uncovered all morning. Very humid out today. So the clay is drying very slowly. And I've gone to 3 different stores looking for a small fan. But I haven't found one yet because we live in a small town. So I have to go.
There is 3 stores to
3
go to.
stores, and I went to all 3, and none of them had a fan. So when I go a little further outside of our town next week, I will get a fan, or I'll order one. It'll be here on Monday. Anyway, so it's been sitting out, and it's a little drier now, so it's feeling a little sturdier, that maybe it can hold its own weight for a little while, so I can attach the handle. And I'm also just going to clean up my square edges a little, make sure that there's no pointy edges. And I'm also going to turn it over and make sure that there's no pointy edges on my rim. Or on the inside, I want to make sure that it has smooth seams. And I'm also just going to use this fat paintbrush to kind of push it out a little because I feel like it did start to collapse a little yesterday. And I wanted to maintain the shape. Okay. Now, I think it needs some flattening on the bottom. There we go. I'm just going to gently push it on a flat surface to make sure that the bottom is flat so that it sits nicely. Now, there's my handle. Let's see the handle. It's a little drier than everything else, but this is the handle. Now I'm going to clean it up after I attach her because I'm sure that my handling it is going to mess her up. I like to put the handle over the initial seam so that it kind of covers it up a little bit. And it's not as noticeable because the handle is there. Oops. Oh boy. Rolling pin on the floor. Let's get this out of the way. So, I'm going to mark where the handle meets the mug so that I can slip and score those pieces, those areas on both the handle and the mug. What's that?
What?
What's that?
What?
That noise. Why are you doing that?
I don't know. It's really fun.
It's annoying.
What? I did it one time.
A little annoying. Okay. Now. Here we go. A little slip.
A little score.
A little slip, a little score. A little of this, a little of that.
Richie.
Okay.
Let me see. What is this?
That is a welding mask.
Yeah, but why is there there's a twister?
I don't know. I've never used a welding mask, but it's here from the previous owners, and we never did anything with it.
Mr. Do.
Okay. Here we go.
Do you realize how hard it was for me to go to school and not just make random sounds throughout my entire day?
Oh yeah, is that something that you normally do?
Mm-hmm. At home, I would just sit here and I would be playing video games and I would go.
When?
I do that all the time.
Oh yeah?
I do that all the time.
Okay. So, here we go.
Is there a metal detector?
Oh, somebody's crying upstairs. This is why we do normally work in the middle of the night, because the house is very quiet and I can come down here and just focus on my work, whatever I'm working on, and it's a nice way for me to unwind at the end of the day from all of the children that I have.
There's 3 of us.
Okay. Now
But since she needs me for the channel, she's stuck with me.
That's right. And since Jack is not going to be here tonight, and I wanted to get this handle on because I could tell that the handle was drying out, I had to do it right now during the day.
We are also posting back-to-back videos.
That's true. We have a little bonus video of all of the pieces that I've made so far that I haven't given away
That have been fired and
are done. So you could see a little bit of the hand building that I've done and of the wheel throwing, so that you can see what level I'm at, which is still, some things are very nice and
some things could use a little bit of work.
some things could use a little improvement, but they are what they are. Oh, you know what? We didn't show the thing that peacock that I made that's hanging up on the wall.
Spoilers!
We didn't show that.
Oh, never mind. Not a spoiler.
I forgot about
I
it.
can go show that right now.
No.
The painted thing that you painted?
It's above the wall, above the door to the basement.
I'll go show it right now.
That's the first thing that we ever made.
Sorry, Kasha. Just Jack. Cam. POV. Oh! Oh! That is the peacock. Mom! Mom! I showed off your brilliant work.
All right, now I'm just going back over the mermaid to kind of redefine some of the details in her hair. I gave her this sweeping bang over her face so that I won't have to put any features on her face because I don't think that's one of my strong points.
Is that the same order from yesterday?
And I'm just going to even out everything and make sure that my little that what I sculpted here is going to look the way that I want it to when I'm finished.
Oh, I almost fell off a chair. I am standing on a chair right now. Our goal to the end of the year is to gain at least 70 people, right?
Okay, so
What?
yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'd be happy if we.
Jack is all about the world of YouTube, which is something that I'm new to.
I've been on YouTube before. I won $100 on Grace's channel.
You did?
You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember.
But then his mom made me give it back. You don't remember that?
No.
I slept there and we were playing Minecraft. And when Grace's channel first happened, we were all playing Minecraft and I won the challenge. And I beat everybody and I won the $100.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
It was nice of you to bring it back, though, to give it back. Okay. Well, her chest is a little lopsided, but, you know,
What you
that's
gonna do?
nature.
Merry Christmas.
In nature, our
Merry
chests
Christmas
are
to
lopsided,
you.
so it's realistic.
We're gonna do an outro.
Okay, I will. Okay. So, this is just about done. I'm going to clean up the edges, probably round this out, and then I'm thinking I'm going to let it dry upside down to keep the weight off the bottom. As you can see, even that few minutes has already squished my bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. And then eventually it will harden enough to support its own weight. And I can then flip it over. I'm not even going to put any scale detail on her tail because I like that it's smooth and then the scales are in the cup.
Okay.
So let's turn it around one more time and you can do a close-up and I'll spin it. Okay?
I'll come down.
Ready? How's that? Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel. What's it called?
Amber's Pottery Journey.
Amber's Pottery Journey.
And Jack.
And Jack, too. I'm going to think about what I'm going to try to make next. And then we will post it next week. I don't have my own kiln. So basically this is all going to be just getting into the first stage where I'm going, after I have a lot of things to fill up a kiln, I can drive everything over to be fired to a local pottery studio. And then I will have a whole episode just on glazing those pieces. But that won't be for a while because I still have a lot to make before we get to that stage.
Well, there will be a second video up. We're going to have 2 videos up in about 2 days.
And then next week we'll post a new video. So every week we're trying. But thank you for watching. I hope you learned some techniques or not to do. Maybe you saw some things. And feel free to let me know what I could be doing.
In our comments section.
In the comments to do better. Do's and don'ts would be great. Thank you.
And if you do, we'll give you a shout out.
Ooh, a shout out. Okay. I don't know what that is.
All right.